Miss Nikki in the house.
So we know what we're good at, but we know we're not good at. We spend all of our time.
My family know I've been married for 10 years. I have.
I had changed my life so much in such a short
time. So I've been doing that for 18 to 19 years.
I'm one of those people who I think, I grew up
serving the majority, as far as I can remember, as a kid.
Hey everyone! Yes, I am Chandra, and
allow themselves to be free. Sometimes I do coaching and other things like that, but
dance was my life. Dance is what I knew. Dance is what I breathed.
I lost a lot of time with my daughter in that first year because
it was an amazing job for actors.
All right. Hey, and welcome to the Commit to Change, otherwise known as C2C podcast that gives a voice to the people who may be considered a small fry in their industry, but are doing big things in their communities. And this is Miss Nikki, the Jane of all trades, but the master of living. I am committed to introducing local VIPs, vivaciously inspiring people to encourage you on your daily journey, as well as let you know what's possibly happening around you in your area. And today's guest, first of all, absolute honor to have this guest on today. He is an actor. He is an entrepreneur. He is humble. He is handsome. He is open and willing to share the knowledge and gifts that he has with other people. And he's just been an overall wonderful person. And I am delighted to have him today as a guest on the podcast. And so, although I don't want you to get too big of a head, so I'm going to actually let you talk about what is happening with you. So let me introduce the amazing Nakia Dillard.
Hey, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take it away, Sam.
Well, again, I appreciate everything, that you're doing. And I've been able to work on a lot of different projects, which has been a blessing. Like working on The Wire and House of Cards, and now I'm working on Black Lightning. So it's just a beautiful thing. I've been actually acting for over 20 years. I have an acting school that I help a lot of up and coming actors get their feet wet, and have a children's entertainment company. I do a lot for the community, and just trying to keep people, one, involved in the arts, involved in doing things that they already are doing that they can maybe make money from. So I try to show them different opportunities that they can do.
Awesome. Yeah. I was waiting. I didn't know how much more you were going to say. Okay, that is fantastic. So now you have to let me know. You didn't talk about mom. Mom is an intricate part of what you're doing. So I want you to please give some credit. Please talk about mom, please. We got to give mom credit.
Right. Yeah. My mother has been amazing. Like, she helps me out a lot with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, as far as helping with paperwork sometimes, helping with even just making sure, like, because I'm not always at my business. So a lot of times my mother is there to keep things going. So it's been a blessing to have her there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you said you have been acting over 20 years. So I have to ask you, when did you decide to make that shift, like, over into entrepreneurship? Like, what inspired you to make a commitment to change your life?
Well, as far as being an entrepreneur, I just saw the opportunity of helping others like in the industry. So my first business that I started was a children's entertainment company. And the reason why I started that was because I used to work for a company, and it was an amazing job for actors. One, we would work on weekends. So if we had auditions or different things like that, we could always keep money in our pocket just by entertaining children. So it was always fun. So I started my own company, and I was able to help a whole lot of actors, singers, dancers, teenagers, adults, and it still is a great thing. But that was why I started. It was mainly to help, and usually, with being an entrepreneur, it's not always about you. It's about how you can bring light and bring change to the world. How can you help in your own way? Whether you're cooking, whether you're sewing clothes, or whatever it is that you're trying, whatever it is that your special talent is, you can help someone else with that. So that's why I started that, and I still was acting. It was still a form of performing. So it was just another extension of the arts.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So can you just tell our audience, just give a quick synopsis, a little bit about the entertainment company and then where you moved from there?
Well, the children entertainment company consists of I have clowns, face painters, balloon artists, characters, and where I moved from there, I started an acting school. And the reason why I started the acting school was, one, it was a lot of people that was calling me for people, for different actors, because they knew I was acting. So they would always ask if I knew of somebody, but I couldn't really refer anybody because I didn't know what their training or what they could do was. So I started the school, and a lot of times I invite directors, producers to the school, and a lot of my students get jobs right from the class.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's been a blessing. It's been beautiful.
So Nakia, please tell me, like, for both for both changes in your life, from the deciding to do the entertainment company, then deciding to do the acting school, what would you say was your biggest obstacle since making that decision, or making those decisions, I should say, and how do you feel like you were able to overcome them, or did you overcome them?
Let me see. Well, with any business, you have different obstacles. As far as, like, you may need money, you may need, it doesn't come right away. Um, so just being creative and trying to create lanes to make money. So actually, I have both businesses running at the same time. Like, I still do that. I still do the acting class. So I do workshops. I bring in different people to help. I have like, particularly like this weekend, I have a screenwriter coming in. So basically, the whole thing is, you just got to stay creative. You can't just let one idea just be one idea. Like, sometimes you may be going one way with an idea, but then you may see somebody, or somebody may give you some information that you may can incorporate within that idea. So when I started the acting school, it was still a part of the performing company that I have. So now, if somebody wanted to do a skit or something like that, I had actors that could add on to that. So particularly like holidays, like they may wanted to do I don't know, a Christmas function. So then I would have Santa Claus, I would have elves, but they would be acting and be able to be in character, for the audience. So it all plays hand in hand, but you got to always be creative. You always got to stay thinking.
Yeah, yeah. And who would you say was your biggest or is your biggest supporter through all of this?
Well, I would say my mother.
Mhm.
Honestly, she's always been there. She's always been the person to give me advice. If she sees things, she sees people's character, all types of stuff. So yeah, so I would say her.
Yeah, give more credit to Mom Dukes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's amazing.
yes. So I know
Mhm.
like where the location was kind of, I don't know if you intentionally chose the location that you have, but give us a little insight about the challenges you have with your location and was it on purpose? And I'm asking you several questions, so keep up.
Hey, I'm trying.
Um, and just by having the business in general, like how you feel like you're adding value to the community.
Well, first, I guess I'll answer the question about the location. The location was I've moved around a lot. I've had situations happen where I was paying rent to the landlord, but the landlord wasn't paying rent to nobody else.
Oh.
all types of stuff. I was in a rec center where kids just running your class, no supervision, all types of stuff. So it was just like a constant thing, which was unfortunate, but I had to keep moving. But I never gave up the dream. I never gave up hope. And you know, and it taught me, different lessons, just to make sure everything is straight. But what I could say is that the people that the students, they everywhere we went, they followed. They kept we had something that they could use and learn from. So they rolled right with us. So it was great. As far as doing stuff for the community, like we're actually helping the community like find an opportunity, find jobs, do things that they probably never thought they could do.
Mm.
And through my example, because I'm in the community, so they get a chance to see me. They get a chance to say, hey, well, if Nakia's doing it, I can do it too. And all of my teachers are all working actors. I have let me see, it's Kamal Bostic Smith, is Lenny Daniels, is Sasha Allen, is Eric Carter. I had Phil Brown. I had and it doesn't just stop in Philly. So I have different extensions. So in New York, I'm with Mel Williams, with Dustin Felder. In LA, it's Troy Rowland. So all of these people are all extended family of I Can Acts, and but they're all working. Mel, he coaches several actors that's on TV right now, celebrity coaches. Dustin Felder worked with so many different people. So is Troy. So all of us can all give the same language and same information to each of the students because we're all doing it.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been great. Mm-hmm.
So what tips would you give or advice would you give to someone who is sitting on the fence of their dreams and they just can't make that, they don't know which way to go? Like, what advice would you give?
I would say whatever they're feeling, to just stop thinking and just do it. Because you're going to think yourself out the box. You're going to think yourself out of it all. It's never a perfect time. You just got to do it. You're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to hear a lot of people that's going to tell you that you can't do it because of what they may think that just because they don't see you doing it, but they don't know what's inside you. So I say just do what you got to do. If you want to act, it don't even just have to be in the performing arts. Whatever it is, go for it, give it a try, and keep going. Because ultimately, it's going to be whatever it is that you put energy into. So, okay, that you may not hear the word yes all day, but you might can produce a show. You might can act in your own production. Like you don't have to wait for people to say, "Oh, you're talented. Come work with us." You can create your own door. So don't wait for people to be the person that opens the door for you. Sometimes you got to kick that door in and let them see what you got.
That's right. Yatta! Yeah. I'm here.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes people got to catch up to you, you know. They're like, wow, you've been doing all this time? Yeah. What took you so long?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
All right, Nakia, you ready for the lightning round? Oh, lightning round.
Ready as I'm gonna get.
Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Woo, lightning round. So the road of entrepreneurship can be a difficult one. Is there anything that initially held you back from making that decision to jump into entrepreneurship? And if so, what?
Well, it was money, just not having certain, funds, but I just worked harder. I just did what I had to do, go get a job. Every time I got paid, I was buying something towards what I needed for my business. Whether it was a costume, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. Whether it was a costume, whether it was stuff for my car, whatever it was, like I just saved up. I just had to do what I had to do.
Now, what is the best advice you've ever received?
Just not to give up, just stay at it. It's going to get hard, but you just got to keep moving. That's the main thing. Just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Share a personal habit that contributes to your success.
Being able to listen to, instead of you talking all day, like it's amazing what you'll learn just by listening to people and you'll get different messages, all types of ways. It could be, you could be driving and see a sign, or somebody could just mention something, and that just by them mentioning that might can change your whole path. So it's good to be a good listener. Yeah. Because we don't know everything. Like I'm still learning things, 20 years in the game, so it's, you just got to keep listening.
Absolutely. So what book would you recommend to our audience and why?
Actually, I have several. The book, The Secret. It's a book by Monroe Mann. If you're trying to get into acting, it's a book by Monroe Mann called The Theatrical Juggernaut. That book changed my life, my outlook on the arts. Let me see, Rich Dad, Poor Dad for entrepreneurs. Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
For me, for acting, it was a book called True or False that gave me another outlook on acting. But those books right there, and it was another book that Monroe Mann wrote, which was called Guerrilla Networking. Yeah, that book was one that basically changed how I thought of, instead of waiting for people to give you the okay, you just do what you got to. You make it happen.
Mm-hmm. So if you could choose one out of all those books, what would be your top?
For business, I would say, I don't know. Like, I mean, that list right there, those are the books that kind of like changed me, like all of them. I would say it with different aspects. Like I said, for acting, True or False was good. For the business of acting, Theatrical Juggernaut by Monroe Mann and Guerrilla Networking by Monroe Mann. For entrepreneurs, Rich Dad Poor Dad. For hope and trying to figure out how you can create your own way, I would say The Alchemist. Let's see, what else did I say? But yeah, but those books are great. Those books kind of just changed my life.
So Nakia is giving out information that is going to just give you a well-rounded education in changing your life.
That's right.
So fantastic. So now, if you found out that you had 1 hour left to live and you were given the opportunity to share one last message, what would it be?
I would say this is your dream, your goal. Just don't stop moving. Just keep it moving.
Okay. Thank you. So how can our audience find out more about you and what you are doing, sir?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook. Well, my Facebook page is actually full, so I gotta go on there and figure this out. So Instagram is good. You can just follow me at Nakia Dillard. That's NAKIA DILLARD, and I'm real easy to find. You can inbox me. You know, I have a project that I just helped produce called Swing. It's on YouTube now. Right now, you can check it out. We're on the 3rd episode. That's with Atif Lanier, Mike Pender, Keith Ballard, and a whole lot of amazing Philly actors and New York actors. We have we have Dominique from Ilse from New York. She's a Canadian actress.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a bunch of different people, you know, real good people. I have a few films out right now on Amazon. You can just look me up. Just if all you gotta do is Google my name, stuff will pile up. You know, trying to think what else I have coming out. Well, I was in the movie Split. That's out. You can check that out. The Wire, House of Cards. Yeah.
All right.
Black Lightning. Yep, Black Lightning.
Doing it all.
Episode 6.
List.
Yeah, it's a long list.
Man,
yeah, but it's been great.
And you have been great, young man. Young, wise man.
Young old man.
No. Wise. No old man. Okay. So that is a wrap. I do want to thank you so much, Nakia. And to my audience,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And remember to listen and keep it moving. He's given us some super value bombs today. And again, thank you for being a VIP guest on the C2C podcast. And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. We hope you feel inspired to keep moving forward towards your goals and stick with or make a commitment to change your life. Please make sure to check out the links provided by our guests and share today's podcast and information with anyone you feel may benefit from it. And remember, in order to get to the top of the steps, you have to take the first step. Just don't step on anyone on the way up, because you just might trip. This is Miss Nikki. Till next time. Bye.
See you later.